invented by a Serbian-American scientist by the name of Nikola Tesla, who was a contemporary of Thomas Edison, meaning they both worked on electricity and had to distribute electricity at the same time. Now, Thomas Edison wanted to use direct current electricity and power lines, like what you see in the cities, to distribute electricity in people's homes. This was Nikola Tesla's idea on how to do that instead. You use alternating current, and you actually don't have to use any wires. It transmits the electricity through the air. Now, it is not a generator. That is important to remember. It has to have power supplied to it, but it is a way of getting electricity from one place to the next. Now, to show you that it does work, we have a neon sign set up right around the corner over here. So when I turn on the Tesla coil, it will receive power and it will light up. Now we did just get to see that it works, so you might be wondering why we aren't using this as opposed to having power lines like we do running across the city. And it turns out that there's just a few issues with this device that make it impractical to use. The first and most obvious is the noise that's coming off of it. You have to have this thing running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you have power supplied to places like hospitals and to your home for refrigeration, things like that. Which isn't that big of a deal, but one of the other things that it does while it's producing that noise is it's also creating ozone. In the upper atmosphere, ozone is fantastic. We love it to be there. It helps protect us from cosmic rays and things like that. But down near ground level, it's actually a major component of smog. So this thing, while it's running and having thousands of these across a city like Los Angeles, because it doesn't transmit very far, it's producing all of that noise and also producing all of that pollution. Excuse me. Now there is one more issue with this device that is kind of the nail in the coffin for adopting it in modern times, and that is that it tends to interfere with electronic devices. Things like radio and television signals that are transmitted, this will interfere with it. So if you have this thing running, it can actually cut out your television signals or also the radio if you're listening to that. And more importantly, it also tends to interfere with things that are running on batteries. So any cell phone, any camera in this room would actually be dead right now, would drain the power. Except that we have a wire cage around the Tesla coil, which is known as a Faraday cage, and it keeps all of the electromagnetic radiation locked inside that room. Now, one thing I didn't mention is on purpose was safety. In general, this device is actually very safe. Near me on the panel here, we have a picture of Nikola Tesla sitting in the room with the Tesla coil. He would use the light from the sparks to read newspapers and books. He was never harmed by it in any way. So in general, it is safe with two exceptions. The first and most obvious are the sparks. You don't have to really worry about being electrocuted by them, but they are very, very hot. So you can actually be burned if you do come in contact with the sparks. And the other one goes back to its tendency to interfere with electronic devices. Without this wire cage, anybody in the room that would have something like a pacemaker that would help to keep them healthy and alive, this unfortunately can't interfere with that, which is part of the reason that we have the cage around it now. So just a quick recap, this again is a relatively safe device that is designed to transmit electricity wirelessly through the air, which we can see that it works through the neon sign right around the corner here. But it turns out, for the reasons that I already told you, that it just isn't very practical for what it was designed for. So now we just kind of use it as a demonstration of electricity and what you can do with some of the different things. So let me go ahead and run it one more time for you guys. If you have any questions after that, feel free to ask, please do. And if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.